After falling 5-0 in Game 1 of the doubleheader against the Winchester Royals, we are back in action here at CHO Airport Field for Game 2 between the Winchester Royals and the Charlottesville Tom Sox. I'm Alex Rocco, joined alongside by Luke Nadcarney. And Luke, it was a tough game for Charlottesville in game number 1. What do they have to do to bounce back here in the second game?
Cut down on the free bases. The story of the game was that top of the 4th inning where Winchester played in 3 runs, all on bases on balls, and a key error in the field for the Tom Sox, allowing that to happen with 2 outs. Just don't make those free mistakes for the Royals to exploit. Don't give up free bags. Make them earn their runs with hits.
Leading things off for the Royals is J.C. Cologne, and he will be facing Braden Halliday. Halliday making his 8th appearance and just his 2nd start this season. His first start came back on June 4th at Culpeper. He tossed 3 innings, allowed just 1 run. Halliday this season pitching to a 2.38 ERA, and we are just about to get set here in Charlottesville. Halliday's ready, Cologne's ready, and we are underway here from CHO Airport Field as Braden Halliday fires in a ball to begin game number 2.
80 degrees, 8:06 p.m. here at CHO Airport Field for game 2.
Pitch number 2 from Halliday once again misses high and in tight to Cologne, and he is quickly up in the count 2-0.
Halliday, of course, son of the late, great Doc Roy Halliday, one of the most feared changeups in the game.
The 2-0 from Braden in there for strike number 1.
Not the first famous player's son that we've seen here in Charlottesville.
Cologne was 0 for 2 in game number 1, reached twice, drawing 2 walks. As Cologne lines this one right into center field, fielding it is David Wiley, who bobbles with it. That'll allow Cologne to motor his way into second, diving headfirst in for a lead-off single and advancing to second on a double, or on an error, rather.
And that's what we talked about literally a minute ago, Alex. Not making those mistakes, allowing a free extra base right there, what should have been a leadoff single and a relatively benign opening hit. Now Winchester right away has a runner in scoring position.
Now it's Cade Hamilton. Hamilton had the day off in the first game. Now will be playing here, playing third base in game number 2. Tom Sox line up across the outfield. Fink in left, Wiley in center, Chris Arroyo in right field. From third to first, Connor Hinks, Kyle Edwards, Bryce Martinez, and Derek Williams. Doing the catching is Salvi Alvarez, and of course, Braden Halliday on the bump as he pours in a first pitch strike here against Hamilton.
Hamilton's a native of Lexington, Ohio. One of the few switch hitters you'll see in this Valley League. One of, I think, 2 on the Winchester roster.
Hamilton, this is his 10th game played so far this season, hitting .281. The 0-1 from Halliday misses a tad outside, and the count now is even at 1-1.
Mike Mackey behind the plate for game 2. Matthew Pierman in the field, so the roles switched from game 1 for our 2 umpires.
Halliday gets a sign from his catcher Alvarez, now checks Cologne back at second base. Comes home here as this one skied into center field. Going back to the track is Wiley, who will put this one away. Cologne will tag and advance to third base. So it is a successful out here for Cade Hamilton, skying a ball deep into center field.
Got a lot of that ball, but unfortunately for the Royals, he hit that to the deepest part of the park, and there's no wind to help the ball carry. Not to mention we're past the hottest part of the evening. So I think these 2 teams here in this second ball game are going to really have to work to get one over the fence.
Now it's the left fielder Hayden Madigan. Madigan in game 1 struck out 3 times and bounced out to the third baseman Henry Ford as Madigan steps out.
He's in left here for game 2. Was the center fielder in game 1.
Tom Sox bring the infield in with just 1 out in the first inning with Cologne on third base, and Halliday gets a first pitch strike in there against Madigan.
Salvi Alvarez, as we predicted, doing the catching here in game 2. Calvin Alexander getting this one off.
Halliday peers in, gets a sign from Alvarez, now deals the 0-1 pitch, and that one drills Madigan. And he's awarded a free pass. There's a little bit of confusion there whether that ball hit the bat as that ricocheted near Halliday off the mound, but the umpires deemed it a hit by pitch by Madigan, and he takes a painful stroll down to first base.
They were checking to see if he had gone around. I think it was clear that it went off his hand, and you see Madigan kind of shaking his hand, his right hand, as he trots down to first base. Matthew Pierman said no swing, so a hit by pitch, and we saw one of those for the Tom Sox early in game one.
Now digging in, Chandler Ballinger, the first baseman, played first base in game number one, staying here in game number two. Runners on the corners for Winchester early on. They defeated the Tom Sox in game number one 5-0 after they plated 3 in a disastrous fourth inning. As Halliday starts off Ballinger high and away for ball number one.
If Winchester can jump on top here early, it would almost be like continuing that momentum they had from the first game.
Winchester improved to 16-11 on the season after their win. Charlottesville dropped to 17-8 as Ballinger skies this one down the third base line. Giving it a look is Connor Hinks, but that one bounces in the parking lot. Foul.
Remember, fans, you can return it to the concession stand for a special prize.
Royals with a charter bus out there making the long trip. Of course, a lot of teams just drive, carpool. But for this one, down I-81 and a little over on 64, Royals get the nice bus.
The 1-1 in there for strike number 2 as Ballinger watches it go right down the plate.
No yelling on the bus is a Valley League-wide rule for all the teams.
Halliday looking to pick up a crucial second out of the inning as tries to get Ballinger to chase, and he does. Braden Halliday gets Chandler Ballinger fishing on a high fastball out of the zone for out number 2.
Big strikeout there for the second out, and now we'll see. I'm going to look over at first base, see if we get any motion there with 2 away, but that was a big swing there, if you will.
Now it's Nick Nardellis, the right fielder, digging in. Nardellis watches a first pitch strike from Halliday.
And on the other hand, if Halliday can work out of this jam, that gives the Tom Sox the momentum early with runners on first and third.
Correction, number 18, Nick
Nardellis went 1 for 3 in game number 1, singled, came around to score, also walked and came around to score. As taking off is the Royals, but that will be Madigan sent back to first base as Nardellis fouls that one off right behind home plate.
Pitch was probably out of the strike zone, so a break there for the Tom Sox. Madigan had a heck of a jump. There probably wasn't even going to be a throw from Alvarez.
Halliday looking to get out of the jam here in the first inning. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The 0-2 on the way to Nardellis. Swing and a miss. Braden Halliday with back-to-back Ks as he strands 2 runners. And we head to the bottom of the first inning with the score 0-0. Stay tuned for more action right here on Tom Sox TV. After a scoreless first inning by Braden Halliday, now that's Charlottesville, Tom Sox coming to bat and leading things off the shortstop Kyle Edwards as he faces off against the lefty Parker Farrington. Farrington making his Winchester debut here, standing at 6'4", 226 pounds, the senior out of Shenandoah University. Fires a first pitch ball to Edwards.
Kyle Edwards had a frustrating first game, but Tom Sox worked out of a jam in the top of the first inning. Let's see if they can translate that momentum to offense.
Kyle breaking a record here with the Tom Sox as the next pitch to him misses high and away, becoming the team's all-time leader in starts made with 66.
Got to make him Mr. Tom Sox again, I feel like.
I think that just has to be as Farrington pours in a pitch that just misses the zone of Edwards as he is quickly up 3-0.
Of course, you saw the interview with the current Mr. Tom Sox, Garrett Spikes, on the last episode of Tom Sox Weekly with our own Maya Beeling.
As Edwards works a 4-pitch walk to begin the bottom of the first.
That's the start you want if you're the Tom Sox. That was what bit them in the first game, all those bases on balls. And you would like to see the roles reversed here if you're Lyndon Coleman, and up to the plate is the guy who was your best hitter in the first game, in Bryce Martinez.
That's exactly right, Luke. Charlottesville had just 2 hits in game number 1, both coming off the bat of Martinez. Edwards on first base for the first time today as Farrington tossed 5 consecutive balls to begin the inning.
And if this were Texas A&M, you'd hear the crowd chanting, "Ball 5, ball 5." Farrington yet to throw a strike.
Farrington deals Martinez, taking all the way. He finally gets one across. The count is even at 1-1.
The old announcer jinxed there, as that was the first strike of the ball game delivered by Winchester pitching.
Martinez hitting .306 after his 2-hit day in game number 1. Farrington once again misses high as Martinez is in the driver's seat, up 2-1.
Martinez, not a real powerful guy, but he's tough to strike out. Always puts the ball in play.
Martinez skies this one into right field. Tracking it is Nardellis as he puts it away for the first out of the inning. Retreating back to first base is Edwards.
Tough luck there for the Tom Sox. But you do have one of your best bats coming up.
Number 20, Derek Williams.
Now it's Derek Williams digging in. Williams had a quiet day in the first game with 2 ground outs to third base, sandwiched in by a strikeout. First pitch from Farrington in there for strike number 1.
Lefty on righty, this is a favorable matchup for Derek Williams.
Williams with 4 home runs so far this season as he waves through a pitch there, was trying to make it 5, but comes up with nothing but air as Farrington quickly up in the count 0-2.
He wanted all of that one, but it was a really good pitch by Farrington.
The 0-2 on its way, just misses the outside corner as Williams stays alive. Farrington toes the rubber, gets the sign, and now deals the 1-2 pitch. This one cranked into deep left field. Back to the track, to the wall is Madigan, reaching up, and he makes the play. Derek Williams put a charge into that one, but making the grab there, Hayden Madigan absolutely robbing Derek Williams and coming up with a critical out number 2.
Are we sure that's not Jack Hay still in left field? The Winchester left fielder made a lot of great plays in the first game and picking up right where they left off, and it bears repeating. CHO Airport Field, maybe the strongest pitcher's park in this league.
Martinez taking off on the pitch. He is easily into second base, beating the throw down from the catcher, David Stokely, and just like that, Charlottesville has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the inning. That was Kyle Edwards, rather, not Bryce Martinez. Nathan Fink watched the first pitch, miss for a ball. As he watches the next pitch cross in there for a strike. It's Edwards' 15th stolen base on the season. The 1-1 into Fink, that one laced down the right field line, but foul.
Fink Native right here in Charlottesville, out of Florida Southwestern.
Played his freshman season at Ole Miss, but transferring to Florida Southwestern.
Ole Miss, home of the Dean of SEC Broadcasters, David Kellum.
Edwards takes off for third base. This ball gets through into center field, and Nathan Fink gets the Tom Sox on the board early with an RBI single into center field.
And there it is, getting out of the jam in the top half of the inning and turning that into offense here in the bottom. Tom Sox have their first lead between the two games this evening, and just like the Royals did it in Game 1, station-to-station baseball.
That's a left-handed hitting third baseman, Connor Hinks. Hinks was held hitless like most of the Tom Sox in game number 1 as he waves through an off-speed pitch from Farrington.
Kyle Teal of the University of Virginia, selected by the Red Sox in the MLB draft. Your favorite team.
That's exactly right. Totally from New York. Gotta love the Red Sox. As Hinks watches an off-speed pitch clip the corner for strike number 2.
I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, so I understand.
That's exactly right. As Farrington gets Connor Hinks looking. Painting the corner there is Parker Farrington for the third out of the inning, but not before Nathan Fink gets the Sox on the board early with an RBI single plating Kyle Edwards. We head to the top of the second with the Sox leading 1-0. Stay tuned for more right here on Tom Sox TV.
Flipping out about it.
Braden Halliday out for inning number 2 here at CHO Airport Field. I'm Alex Rocco, joined alongside by Luke Nad-Carney. Halliday retired the last 2 hitters via the punch-out and getting set to face off against the DH and left-handed hitting Danny Baez. First pitch to Baez, bounces in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Salvi Alvarez.
Baez, one of the few players in this game who's in the same slot as he was in game number 1. He was the DH for Winchester in that game as well.
Baez went 1 for 3 in the first game. Singled in the 7th inning as the next pitch from Halliday bounces off the glove of Alvarez for a ball.
Tom Sox get an RBI single in the first inning from Nathan Fink, who sat out the first game but is in left field tonight.
The 2-0 from Halliday is in there for a strike as Baez loses the handle of the bat. That bat goes flying down the first base line, nearly into the Tom Sox dugout, but
we call that the Happy Gilmore, when the bat goes further than the ball. First one I've seen all season at this ballpark, but thankfully didn't get in anybody's way. Everybody's fine, and might need a little more pine tar on that thing.
going back to the RBI single by Nathan Fink, that's his first RBI as a Tom Sock. Couldn't have come at a bigger time. Plating Edwards.
I think I've even seen it before where the bat goes into the stands and a fan catches it and then they have to negotiate with him. You know, we'll give you a jersey, we'll give you some tickets, we'll give you something so you can give this player his bat back.
Baez really launched that bat. That had some carry on it. Now after retrieving the bat, the 2-1 pitch to Baez once again loses the handle of the bat. This one goes into the bleachers. Luckily, there were no fans in that area as a couple of kids chase after the bat there and 2 strikes on Baez, and now he's down a bat.
And they say lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, but clearly it did there.
Baez
he's just laughing about it.
I don't think I've ever seen it happen twice in a row as they've retrieved the bat. Now Baez will step back up to the plate. 2-2 is the count. Looking to hold on to his bat here. See if Baez can three-peat here. The 2-2 from Halliday. Baez holding on to the bat as that pitch misses off the plate.
Hard to lose the bat when you don't swing.
Very true. Halliday working out of the windup here. The full count pitch on its way. This one popped up straight in the infield. Edwards calling off the infielders, and he puts it away for the first out of the inning.
That ball spent almost as much time in the air as Baez's bat. He hit that one way up the elevator shaft. That one was all Kyle Edwards. He had it from the start.
Nice job by Halliday, setting down Baez, and now digging in the catcher, David Stokely. Stokely sat in game number 1 as former Tom Sock Jake Bennett did the catching.
He's also from the mysterious Undecided University.
One day we will find out where Undecided is, but until then, Stokely watches the first pitch, cross the plate, in there for strike number 1. Yo, 1 from Halliday. Just misses downstairs for a ball.
Native of Palm Harbor, Florida, so playing in this heat here in the summer, probably not a real big issue for him, especially putting on all that equipment.
This is Stokely's 9th game this summer, hitting .300 with 7 RBIs. Does have a double on the campaign. Halliday pours in a pitch in there for strike number 2 as Stokely quickly down on the count 1-2. Halliday with 2 punch-outs in the first inning. Looking to make it 3 here. The 1-2. Taken outside for a ball. Halliday wanted the call but didn't get it.
Hit his spot there, but the spot was out of the strike zone. That was a pitch to go get him fishing. Credit to the batter there, Stokely. Didn't go for it.
Halliday, a second-year member of the Tom Sox, attends High Point University. The 2-2 pitch got him swinging. Braden Halliday, as the punch-out pitch is working here as he records strikeout number 3 and the second out of the inning.
So the Tom Sox looking to do what the Royals did in the first game, just shut down the offense, dominate this game from the pitcher's mound, and already with a 1-0 lead in this ballgame, a 1-2-3 inning here would be paramount.
Now it's the 8-hole hitter and second baseman Ryan Flores digging in. He had game 1 off as Halliday begins the at-bat with a first pitch strike. Luke, he's really doing an excellent job pounding the strike zone early.
Yeah, and in a game, the first game, Tom Sox pitching didn't do a good job of that, so that was probably the MO coming out in this game too.
1 from Halliday. This one lined down the right field line and out of play. Charlottesville issued 9 walks in game number 1. The 0-2 from Halliday on its way, lined straight back into the fence.
Another fun fact about Halliday is he actually told us last year when he was on the team, but you can follow him on Twitch at bmoney5649. That's B, the word money, 5649.
Braden Halliday, a man of many talents on and off the diamond. The 0-2 once again to Flores. Breaking ball, can't find the outside corner, and Flores works the count to 1-2. Halliday used to attend Penn State. Now transferred to High Point as Flores grounds that right into his own dugout. Hopping out of the way was former Tom Sock Jake Bennett.
It's from your neck of the woods up there in Happy Valley to my neck of the woods down there in the Piedmont Triad of North Carolina.
That's exactly right. Braden spent a couple of seasons with the Nittany Lions. 1-2 to Flores. This one skied into right field. Giving it a look is the right fielder, Chris Arroyo, who puts it away for the third out of the inning. And just like that, Braden Halliday works a 1-2-3 inning here in inning number 2 as we head to the bottom of the second with the Tom Sox still leading 1-0. Stay tuned for more right here on Tom Sox TV. After an RBI single by Nathan Fink in the first inning, we head to the bottom of the second with the Charlottesville Tom Sox still leading 1-0 and leading things off for the Sox, the DH and left-handed hitting Hollis Porter.
Out of Mississippi State, who had a season to forget this year, missing the SEC tournament, much less the NCAAs.
Parker Farrington out for his second inning of work and starts off Porter with a ball as Porter backed out of the way of it. The 1-0 pitch, that one liner in deep center field. Giving it a look is the center fielder Smith and putting it away for a loud first out of the inning.
First we've heard from Evan Smith today for the Royals. He sat out the first game in center tonight and had it played perfectly there, as you heard the contact through our headsets there and through the mic down on the field. That was a solid hit, but it was directly at the center fielder, Evan Smith.
Porter gave it a ride, but as you mentioned, Smith putting it away and now digging in the left-handed hitting right fielder Chris Arroyo. Farrington starts him out with a ball on the inside corner.
Seen Arroyo do some pitching for the Tom Sox as well this year.
Pitched in last night's contest in Strasburg as Farrington goes with the off-speed pitch, gets the strike call.
Lefty on lefty matchup.
Arroyo waves through the 1-1 pitch there as he's quickly down on the count 1-2. This is just his second or third at-bat on the season. Does have a hit as he grounds this one toward Colon out at shortstop, making the play over to first base for the second out of the inning.
Kyle Edwards-like there from J.C. Colon. Bit of a flashy one-handed skip off the grass and over to first for the out. Good play.
The catcher, number 18.
Now it's the catcher, Salvi Alvarez, stepping in. Alvarez had the game off in the first game as Calvin Alexander had the duties behind home plate as those two trade rolls as Alvarez squares to bunt, pulls back, but that pitch is in there for strike number 1.
And a big pick for the Baltimore Orioles, Enrique Bradfield Jr. out of Vanderbilt. That's an awesome pick.
The 0-1 Alvarez, this one grounded down the third base line and touch foul by Cade Hamilton. And Alvarez quickly trailing 0-2 in the count. Farrington looking to trade 1-2-3 innings with Halliday. The pitch on its way, grounded toward Hamilton, knocks it down on a dive, throws over to first base, in time for the out. What a play by Cade Hamilton over there on the hot corner, making the diving stop, knocking the ball down, and delivering a strong throw over to Ballinger over at first base. The Tom Sox go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second as we head to the top of the third with the Tom Sox still leading 1-0. Stay tuned for more right here on Tom Sox TV. Braden Halliday out to start inning number 3 here at CHO Airport Field. And with that, I will pass over to play-by-play duties to Luke Nadkarni.
Thanks a lot, Alex. And leading off here for the Royals in the top of the third inning is the 9-hole hitter, center fielder Evan Smith, who looks at a ball from Halliday in a righty-on-lefty matchup with the Tom Sox ahead 1-0. Top of the third inning, teams with 1 hit apiece. Tom Sox an error in the field, but a run on the scoreboard courtesy of an RBI single from left fielder Nathan Fink. The 1-0 comes in and misses outside to Evan Smith, who's out of Ashburn, Virginia, plays at West Virginia University. Actually not all that far from Winchester and Morgantown. The 2-0 is over for a strike. It was half swung on. It doesn't matter. It was in the strike zone. Braden Halliday has 3 strikeouts to his credit thus far. The 2-1, if the base is empty in the top of the third, swing and a miss on a fastball, unable to catch up to it.
Halliday has really settled into this game, and it didn't really look like that to begin the contest as Winchester had runners on first and third with just 1 out, but back-to-back punch-outs in a 1-2-3. Second inning has him rolling.
The 2-2 is down and outside, so the count runs full here to the first batter of the third inning for Winchester, who won the first game 5-0. A big goose egg for the Tom Sox in the opener, but they have the lead here 1-0 in the top of the third in game number 2. Full count, the payoff from Halliday misses upstairs, and a leadoff walk to the 9-hole hitter, Evan Smith, starts things off for Winchester here in the top of the third.
We saw walks become the kryptonite of the Tom Sox in game number 1, issuing 9 free passes, and just the first that they allow here. Let's see if Halliday can battle back.
J.C. Cologne, leadoff hitter, comes to the plate. He singled his first time at the plate. Out of Delaware State. First pitch is called a strike by Mike Mackey, and the throw with the runner going bounces into center field, but no advancement further, so call that a stolen base, and now Winchester with a runner in scoring position.
It's Evan Smith's 4th stolen base on the season. This is his 9th game played.
The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. Runner on second, nobody out. Tom Sox with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third, as the 1-1 is called a strike at the letters, and it's 1-2. Halliday leans in. Now he comes set for the stretch. Kicks, fires, and misses downstairs. Count is 2-2. Brock Wilkin out of Wake Forest, taken by the Brewers in the first round of the MLB draft. The 2-2. Inside, and it's another 3-2 count.
You could tell Halliday's wanted to pound Cologne inside, but just couldn't get the call there on the 2-2 pitch.
Saw Cologne hit an inside-out single to center field on a inside pitch his first AB. The payoff with nobody out and a runner on second. Halliday delivers. This one is in the air, softly to the right side. It's going to be in foul territory, and Derek Williams unable to make a basket catch. Probably a break for the Tom Sox there, I would think, because the runner would tag and go to third, but you don't get the out, and we'll just do it all over again.
Smith was looking to tag up on that play. It was nearing the base, and you saw his speed on the stolen base there. So lucky break for Charlottesville that Williams couldn't come able with the grab.
Cade Hamilton on deck. He had a nice diving play in the field at third base. The 3-2 pitch is hit off the fists into short left field. That's going to sit down for a base hit and score a run. Coming around and crossing the plate is Evan Smith, and the Royals have tied this one up on a no-out RBI single by J.C. Cologne.
J.C. Cologne having a nice day, 2 for 2, now tacks on an RBI, and you saw the speed of Evan Smith. Got an excellent jump off second base, and Cologne just flares into left field, and that was plenty enough to score Smith.
Here's Cade Hamilton, the third baseman. Flew out to center field, hit the ball pretty well his first time at the plate. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Out of Florence Darlington Technical College in Florence, South Carolina. Their mascot, the Stingers. Enrollment of 5,600. And Hamilton takes a strike.
Hamilton crushed a ball into deep center field, which was deep enough to allow Cologne to advance to third base in the first inning, but he was stranded after Halliday had back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning.
Halliday throws over to first again. Check on the speedy Cologne. There's Cologne, but no Perfume in the lineup for Winchester tonight. As unfortunately, Jeff Harrington, our normal PA announcer, is not here to laugh at all my terrible jokes. As another pickoff throw goes to first on an 0-1 count. I think if it wasn't for Jeff, I would have stopped telling jokes on the broadcast a long time ago.
Hey, it keeps everything loose. I like it.
0-1 the count to the two-hole hitter Hamilton, and Halliday really paying a lot of attention to that runner on first base here in a 1-1 ball game.
Cologne does have 10 stolen bases on the season. Definitely a threat to go and has a lot of speed.
Righty on lefty matchup for the lanky third baseman Hamilton. Halliday kicks from the stretch, delivers, and a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Good job there by Braden. And it's 0-2. Tom Sox dropped to 17-8 with that loss in the first game. Winchester now 16-11. Looking to gain another game on the Tom Sox. The 0-2, down and out, 1-2.
Hamilton has some pop. As we talked about earlier, one of the lone switch hitters on this team. But out of 9 base hits, 5 of them coming out of the extra base hit variety, 4 doubles and a home run.
Pitchers Park here at CHO Airport Field. We've already seen that example of that a couple times in this game. And another pickoff throw to first. Royals in the dark green uniforms The gold trim and numbers look like big cans of my favorite ginger ale, Verner's. Exact same color scheme. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and probably the best pitch of the game all day for Braden Holiday as he racks up another strikeout. And there's one away.
Strikeout number 4 for Holiday, and just blowing it by Hamilton there, and really doing a nice job mixing up his pitches and getting Hamilton to just wave right through it.
So a big first out, and that'll bring up Hayden Madigan, who was hit by a pitch his first time at the plate. Took it off, I think, the right wrist or hand. And another pickoff throw over to first.
It's the second time Madigan has been drilled this season.
I would be okay if I played baseball and that number was 0. Just personally.
I'm in agreement with you. It would save a lot of bruises and ice packs.
Of course, taking one for the team, still a thing. See that a lot in college baseball. Now that we have reviews, you see a lot of plays get reviewed for the batter sticking his arm out to get hit. As there's one away, a runner on first, and the first pitch to Madigan is called a strike. Madigan's in left field here in this game 2. Was the center fielder for game 1. And had a rough go of it at the plate. He was 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. But
he's really had a tough day with the strikeouts and then getting hit by a pitch. It's just been painful on all fronts.
Yeah, I mean, at least he gets a base out of the hit by pitch, but you're right about that. Not the optimal way for the human body as he swings and fouls that one back between the legs of the catcher, Salvi Alvarez, and it's 0-2. Our score. Royals have one across. J.C. Cologne with the RBI single, plating Evan Smith, and Cologne stands at first with one away. The 0-2 is hit well into left field, going back, looking up at the track, his hand against the fence, and making the grab is Nate Fink. So a couple well-hit balls out there to that left field corridor, but neither one carrying well enough to get out of this park.
Saw Derek Williams give a ball a ride earlier in this game, and now Hayden Madigan really getting all of that baseball, but just carries up, and we've talked about it all day long, how CHO Airport Field is a pitcher's park, and once again, that last fly out, another example.
There's been no wind to speak of here today. Old Glory out in right field has been still as stone since 5:30 p.m. when we started game number 1, as that pickoff throw to first, unsuccessful, as the batter is Chandler Ballinger, the first baseman, with 2 away and a runner on first. Ballinger wearing the pant legs up to show the socks. He was a strikeout victim his first time at the plate, and he takes one on the outer half, strike 1.
I like the high socks look.
I do too. That was how I did it when I played during my illustrious Little League playing career at Cove Creek Park. I might have just been too chunky for the pants, though. That's why they were a little small on me. The 0-1 is sprayed foul down the left field line.
That foul ball was sponsored by Greenwood Homes.
0-2 the count, 2 away, 1-1. Tight game 2 here of this doubleheader. Tom Sox looking to salvage a split. They fell 5-0 in game 1. They will hit the road for Harrisonburg tomorrow. You can hear an audio stream of that with Alex and Nathan Schwartz. The 0-2 is off the outer half, and the runner goes. Cologne sliding in, feet first, and he beats the throw by a half second, safe.
Cologne got a good jump over there on first base and talked about his speed, and that was in effect there, picking up stolen base number 11.
Still 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. It's 1-2 to Chandler Ballinger. Native of Boyce, Virginia, which is up in Clark County. About 20 minutes from the town of Winchester, the city of Winchester, I should say. The 1-2, the kick, the delivery. Ball hit in the air. David Wiley has a beat on it, tracking over to his right, and putting it away for out number 3 is the Tom Sox center fielder. The Royals plate a run, however, and they get a hit, and we're tied at 1-1 as we go to the third, bottom of the third, I should say, here on Tom Sox TV. Royals 1, Tom Sox 1 here in a dogfight in game number 2 of this doubleheader from CHO Airport Field. Luke Ned Carney, Alex Rocco here with you as it's the bottom of the third and the Tom Sox coming to the plate in the person of David Wiley, the 9-hole hitter. 9-1-2 due up for the Sox here as they plated a run in the first.
Center fielder, number 19, David Wiley.
Wiley out of Wofford, native of Statham, Georgia, wearing the UVA helmet. He's been one of those guys that doesn't have a designated batting helmet. Takes a strike on the inner half.
Could look to see if the helmet could break him out of the funk that he's in right now. He's struck out 7 times in his last 5 games, hitting just .231 in 18 games played.
The 0-1 downstairs, 1-1. And we saw it last year with a player named Satchel Norman who switched bats and ended up going on a hitting streak. So one piece of equipment or another, superstition abound here in this great sport of baseball. The 1-1 is in there for a strike, 1-2.
Sometimes all it takes is just a simple switch and gets a guy going.
Of course, you got players who don't step on the foul lines or might eat the same thing before every game. The 1-2 is outside. Of course, Tommy Lasorda, the Dodgers manager, used to eat linguine with white clam sauce if they were facing a lefty and red clam sauce if they were facing a righty. The 2-2. Wiley swings and misses. Strike 3 on a good off-speed pitch there. And out number 1 recorded by the lefty, Parker Farrington.
I don't think the helmet switch really helped Wiley in this instance, but just a nice pitching from Parker Farrington there, wasting a little time and attacking Wiley.
Top of the order now for the Tom Sox, Kyle Edwards, who between the 2 games today has had a tough go of it, but he did walk and score his first time at the plate in this game. Swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Broke the Tom Sox record for starts in franchise history, number 66, as this game began. And that pitch called a strike over the inner half, 0-2.
Farrington really wasting little time out of the mound, getting his sign and delivering.
The 0-2 is chopped on the ground by Edwards, and a good play there by Brian Worth, the third base coach in foul territory. We're not too far removed from his own playing days, spearing that one and tossing it over to the Royals dugout.
B-Dub showing off the hands over there at the hot corner.
0-2 the count now to Edwards. Farrington delivers and misses downstairs, 1-2. Edwards out of Norfolk, Virginia. Hometown guy for Old Dominion. The 1-2, it's a changeup and another swing and a miss, strike 3, and 2 strong strikeouts for Parker Farrington here in the bottom of the third.
Edwards visibly frustrated after the strikeout there. He's had a tough day at the plate, but looking to bounce back in this game. But Farrington, once again, just continuing to mow down these hitters after giving up the RBI single in the first.
Bryce Martinez now digging in. Englewood, Colorado native. Looks at the first pitch downstairs. 1-0.
Edwards was struggling before the first game, just going 3 for 15 in his last 5, but broke out of the slump there, tallying 2 hits in the last contest, the only 2 hits that Charlottesville had as they dropped that game 5-0.
Takes a called strike over the outer half. Englewood, Colorado, hometown of former Astros and Phillies closer Brad Lidge. As he swings at that pitch on the 1-1 and golfs it into right center field, it sits down for a hit. Martinez trying to stretch it into a double. The throw comes in. It's over the head of the shortstop, Cologne. And Bryce Martinez with a 2-out double, getting the Tom Sox a runner in scoring position.
Excellent wheels from Martinez right there off the bat, just motoring down the line and taking the turn. Made the right judgment, and it would have been a closer play if the throw was further down, but Martinez, his speed, making it a tough throw out in the outfield. And just like that, Charlottesville is a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
And that's when he was thinking all the way. He didn't hesitate. He said, I'm going for 2. And now Derek Williams comes to the plate, the first baseman. He was the DH in the first game. But he had a long fly ball, a loud out to left field. As time is called by Williams, I believe. Martinez on second. He's been the offense for the Tom Sox tonight for the most part. Spanning both games as Williams takes a pitch inside 1-0. Williams out of Florida Southwestern, managed by Zach Cole, who Valley Baseball League fans will remember as the manager of the, well, former manager of the Waynesboro Generals, as Williams hits that one, chops it on the ground to third, and Hamilton comes up, double clutches, and guns it over to Chandler Ballinger at first for out number 3. Tom Sox get a 2-out double from Martinez, can't do anything with it, and we head to the top of the 4th inning, deadlocked at 1 in Game 2 of this doubleheader. This is Tom Sox TV. Thank God I'm a Country Boy, one of the best baseball songs ever to grace the speakers here at CHO Airport Field. As we're in a good one here in Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Winchester Royals and the Charlottesville Tom Sox. 1-1 here as the Royals come to bat in the top of the 4th inning against Braden Halliday, with Nick Nardellis, the right fielder, getting the first crack. Halliday from the windup delivers, first pitch swinging up the elevator shaft, foul territory, third base side. Hinks loses it in the lights, and there's not going to be a play, as he really had no clue where that ball was.
The lights are so tough to see in here at CHO Airport Field, and Hinks did his best, got to a spot where he thought the ball was going to be, but wasn't really near it, and it falls for a harmless foul ball.
0-1 the count now, as a strikeout victim was Nardellis. His first time at the plate. He's been in right field all night tonight for the Royals. Native of Dix Hills, New York. Same as my broadcast partner to my right, as he swings and misses, 0-2.
So funny enough, is a native of Dix Hills, but attended our town over's high school, being Comac High School. Dix Hills does have 2 high schools, Half Isle Hills East and West, but Nardellis going to Comac.
The 0-2 is outside, 1-2. The DH Baez is on deck. He's had an interesting night. The 1-2. Hit on the ground, foul, and that scared some people in the Winchester dugout there. Looks like everybody's okay.
We've seen a couple of ground balls bounce near their dugout and almost in their dugout. Saw one back in the first inning that Jake Bennett nearly got drilled by.
1-2 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. It's 1-1. Tom Sox got an RBI single in the first. Royals plated a run in the third, as that one is reached for and looped into right center field, and they'll sit down for a base hit, maybe more. It's going to go into the gap, as the Tom Sox fielders were a little nonchalant getting over, and just like that, it's a 2-out double, or a leadoff double, I should say. As that was just like Bryce Martinez's hit in the previous half inning, almost to the same spot, and now some trouble here possibly for the Tom Sox.
That was just an excellent piece of hitting there by Nardellis. Halliday was trying to paint the outside corner of the plate, but Nardellis went with the pitch, served it into that right center field gap, and as soon as that ball was off the bat, he was off to the races there, diving headfirst into second base, and just like that, a leadoff double.
Danny Baez,
Number 3, Danny Baez.
the designated hitter, comes up for Winchester here. Out of Oviedo, Florida. Hometown of Blake Bortles, the former NFL quarterback. That pitch paints the black on the outer half, strike one.
Former UCF Knight quarterback. Had a pretty successful college career there.
Some might say the 2017 national champions in football. Some, not all.
Not many.
Maybe down in the Orlando area and nobody else, as the 0-1 looking back is Halliday. Now he delivers, and that one is sent foul to the left side, out of play.
This is what you want from Halliday, though, after giving up the leadoff double to Nardellis, attacking Baez right away and getting 2 quick strikes.
Of course, Garrett Spikes over in the Tom Sox dugout knows a thing or two about football national champions, being at Georgia for the last couple of years. 0-2 the count now. Halliday looks back to second. Now he delivers to Baez, and Baez does the same thing, sends it foul to the left side.
That foul ball was sponsored by Taylor's Auto Body.
Tom Sox looking to keep this a tie ball game here in the top of the fourth. They fell 5-0, ending an 8-game win streak in the first game of this doubleheader, and the 0-2 misses outside. Just 1 run through 10 innings here for Charlottesville on the evening.
And before the winning streak, we really saw the Tom Sox offense struggle at home, and it sort of went back to that form in Game 1, only getting 2 hits.
1-2 the count, nobody away. Baez the batter. Halliday fires, misses low and outside. Nardellis getting a big secondary lead over at second. Clayton Poley was the player of the game in our game number 1, shutting down that Tom Sox offense in 5 shutout innings. Allowing just 2 Tom Sox hits did Winchester pitching in that game. Halliday looking in. 2-2 the count, nobody away. He kicks, he fires. That one's boiled foul, and a good job here by the batter, Baez, staying alive.
Going back to Poley, what really impressed me in that first contest was the fact that he wasn't blowing pitches by these Tom Sox hitters. He only recorded 3 strikeouts, and to pitch 5 innings and only get 3 strikeouts, it means that you're trusting your defense and getting a lot of plays that are getting a lot of contact, and whether it be hard contact, soft contact, he was trusting his defense, and they made the plays for him.
Nobody out still. Count is even. Halliday fires, and that one is smoked right back up the middle for a single, and that's going to give the Royals the lead. Nardellis rounds third. He scores without a throw. The throw comes into second, and it's an RBI single for Danny Baez, the designated hitter. And as we get to this bottom third of the Winchester lineup, they take the lead. 2-1 our new score here in the top of the fourth.
Excellent piece of hitting there from Baez as he worked a lot of foul pitches off of Halliday and got one that he could drive, and he lined it straight up the middle, and just like that, Winchester's leading 2-1.
And we're going to have a mound visit, and we'll see if this is the end for Braden Halliday. I see our base umpire, Matthew Pierman, pointing out to the bullpen. It will indeed be a call to the bullpen for the Tom Sox. So we'll tell you about the new hurler who comes on in place of Braden Halliday right after a quick break. It's 2-1 Royals in the top of the fourth. Nobody out, runner on first when we come back. This is Tom Sox TV. Tom Sox making the call to the bullpen here in the top of the 4th inning with the Royals ahead 2-1 following an RBI single from the designated hitter, Danny Baez. Luke Carney, Alex Rocco back here with you at CHO Airport Field. And it is Zach Mack onto the hill, number 28 for the Tom Sox, a right-hander out of San Jacinto. Alex, what do you have on him?
First off, excellent name. Gotta love Zach Mack. And what I have on him is this is just his second appearance this season. His first came back on July 6th against Percival in the 5-4 walk-off comeback win. He went an inning, gave up 1 earned, walked 2, and struck out 1 while facing 5 hitters.
Well, he's no Randy Johnson, but he goes 6'5", 223 pounds, the kind of guy you'd expect to see bouncing at your local watering hole late at night, as that first pitch from Mack misses downstairs.
I have to ask a question. What does that mean?
Oh, just the guy who stands at the door, making sure nobody sneaks in, or he's the muscle,
the bouncer,
muscle.
Yeah. Sick.
As Zach Mack pours in a fastball, and that one is hit in the air, right field, tailing, and caught by Chris Arroyo, who tries to double off the runner back at first. That was a well-hit ball, but Arroyo played it perfectly. And maybe that could be Zach Mack's new nickname, the muscle here, as he gets the first out of the top of the 4th.
Stokely gave that ball a ride, but nice play by Arroyo out in right field. But the jump that Baez got off first base, he was nearly at second base when that ball got caught by Arroyo and had to hustle his way back into first base. If the throw was on the bag, it would have been a bang-bang play there, but Baez getting a crucial jump off second.
Here's another San Jacinto player. It's Ryan Flores, who is at second base here in this game, too. He takes a strike. San Jacinto, of course, gave us former Tom Sox manager Corey Kohler, who ran the team in 2021 before giving way to Ramon Garza in 2022. 0-1 the count from Zach Mack, and he bounces that one in the dirt. It gets by Alvarez, and that'll advance the runner down to second. So Royals with an opportunity here, and that's going to be ruled a wild pitch.
Flores, one of the top hitters in this Royals lineup, hitting .313, had the first game off, but more of a contact guy, has 15 hits in 48 at-bats, 1 extra base hit, and 4 RBIs.
Chicago White Sox have selected Jacob Gonzalez out of the University of Mississippi. Power hitter. 1-1 the count to Flores, who flew out to right field his first time at the plate. The 1-1 is upstairs, 2-1. Tom Sox looking to avoid being swept here in this doubleheader. Royals with runs in the 3rd and the 4th. They've taken a 2-1 lead, and it's a 2-1 count to Flores. Mack fires. This one skims the grass down to short. Edwards picks it up, throws it over to first for the out. And that is number 2 of the inning as the runner stays put at second base.
It's a big second out of the inning for Mack there, keeping Baez over there at second base. Another routine play for Kyle Edwards.
Edwards the vacuum over there at short.
Evan Smith.
And now Evan Smith comes to the plate. He walked and scored his first time at the plate. West Virginia Mountaineer, whose team, I should say, played in the Lexington Regional, getting bounced by the University of Kentucky. Runner on second, 2 out. And the first pitch to Evan Smith is downstairs and outside.
Smith, before his walk in the 3rd inning, really struggling at the dish, hitting just 160 in 8 games. Does have a home run, 2 RBIs, and has struck out 14 times in 25 at-bats.
1-0. With 2 away, the pitch is downstairs, 2-1. Or excuse me, 2-0. Tom Sox took the lead in the 1st inning on an RBI single from Nathan Fink. Royals answered with 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and looking for more here with 2 away. The 2-0 pitch. Did he go? Yes, he did. And it's a 2-1 count.
Could tell Smith tried to hold up there, but Mac just attacking the lower portion of the strike zone there and getting Smith to go around.
The 2-1 from Mac. Good fastball there, swing and a miss, unable to catch up. And the count now even at 2-2 as #1 Tom Sox fan Alex Goodman has entered the stadium, making a late appearance. Two and two the count now to Evan Smith, the center fielder. Max steams it in there, called third strike over the inner half, and the Tom Sox escape the inning without any further damage. Good pitch there by Zach Mack, and Charlottesville will look to get the run back and then some as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Royals 2, Tom Sox 1 here on Tom Sox TV. Royals sticking with the lefty, Parker Farrington, as we go to the bottom of the fourth. He's settled in nicely after that first inning, and the Tom Sox trail now 2-1 in this game 2 of our doubleheader here at CHO Airport Field. Throw goes down to second, and leading off for the Tom Sox is going to be the man who has their only RBI, Nathan Fink. Only RBI of these two games as the Tom Sox were blanked 5-0 in game number 1 this afternoon.
Fink didn't try to do too much on his RBI single, just grounded it right back up the middle, which was plenty enough to score Edwards, who was running on the pitch off from second base. And Charlottesville had a 1-0 lead, but find themselves down 2-1.
Fink, formerly University of Mississippi, now at Florida Southwestern. Charlottesville native, big guy, 6'4", 225, takes the ball in the dirt. 1-0 the count here in the bottom of the fourth. Swings and foul tips the next pitch into the mitt of the catcher Stokely. 1-1. Jordan Little warms up in the bullpen for the Tom Sox as the 1-1 misses down and in. Tom Sox trailing 2-1. 2-1 pitch for Farrington, now pitching like he's got a late movie to catch. Maybe he's going to see Indiana Jones later. As he misses downstairs with the 2-1, it's now 3-1. Three-1 is a fastball. Foul tipped again, so Fink unable to catch up to these pitches, and now the count's full.
Fink was trying to tie this game up at 2 apiece with that swing.
He swings again at the 3-2 and chops it foul to the Winchester dugout. Maybe it's across the Spider-Verse that Farrington is catching after this game. We'll do the payoff again. Fink hits it on a couple of hops to third, gobbled up by Hamilton, double clutch, cross diamond to first base, and Chandler squeezes it for the out, 1-0 or 1 away.
Farrington once again just pitching to contact, letting his defense make the plays for him. He isn't blowing a lot of strikeouts by guys, has just 2 so far, and letting his defense do the work for him, and it's had some success for him early on.
Here's Connor Hinks, who was the first baseman in game number 1, moving corners to third base here in game number 2, swinging at the first pitch and fouling it down the left side out of bounds.
You can return it to the concession stand for a special prize.
0-1 the count. Farrington delivers a curveball. This one is hit well, right field, but just short of the track. It dies, and the busy man, Nardellis, puts it away for out number 2.
Not really much to say about Farrington. He's just continuing to motor along. He has a nice pace and rhythm to him, getting the sign from his catcher Stokely and instantly going, and he's really just put on a masterclass on the mound.
Doing a good job of pitching to contact, too. Just 3 strikeouts as he faces Hollis Porter, who flew out to center his first time at the plate. Takes a ball outside, 1-0. Bottom 4. Tom Sox down 2-1. Bases empty, 2 out. Farrington fires, and that one is swung on and missed, strike 1.
It was a big at-bat for Hollis Porter. Put a charge into his fly out into center field last night. Struggled mightily, striking out 3 times.
1-1 is in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 now with 2 away, and the base is empty. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Royals scored 2. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th to answer the Tom Sox run in the bottom of the 1st inning. And it's 2-2 now as that one misses up and in. Up and out, I should say. Lefty on lefty matchup. Farrington fires, misses in the dirt, 3-2. And now all the invisible runners on the base paths will take off. The 3-2 with 2 away. Porter puts a bat on this one. It's a high, lazy fly ball into left center. Smith and the left fielder, Madigan, coming on, and it's Madigan who puts it away for out number 3. To the 5th inning we go. Winchester 2, the Tom Sox 1. This is Tom Sox TV. To the 5th we go as the Tom Sox will stick with Zach Mack on the hill. And he pitched a good 4th inning after coming in. And Tom Sox trailing 2-1, Alex. And the story of today's game is just the bats unable to be going. I should say today's doubleheader, bats unable to get going.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And we thought that the trend would really change earlier in this contest when the Tom Sox plated a run in the 1st inning on an RBI single from Nathan Fink, but after that, the bats have really gone silent for the Tom Sox, and they had just 2 hits in game number 1, so offensive struggles really the main story here in this doubleheader.
Here's J.C. Colon, the shortstop, who's got an RBI single, taking a ball upstairs. Tom Sox trail 2-1. Zach Mack from the windup. The 1-0 is just at the letters for a strike.
Cologne has a pair of singles in game 2. Reached twice in game 1, drawing 2 walks. So anytime you're on base 4 times in a day, doing something right at the dish.
The 1-1. Fastball at the knees, strike 2. And Mack ahead in the count. So the Royals have action in their bullpen. It's a right-hander up and throwing. Parker Farrington has worked 4 very strong innings for Winchester. The 1-2 misses outside. Two and two the count, nobody away here in the top of the 5th. Second of our 2 7-inning ball games here at CHO Airport Field. The 2-2. Hit in the air above the infield. Who wants it? All the infielders converging around the pitcher's mound, and it'll be the third baseman, Connor Hinks, coming up on the bump and making the grab. The unwritten rule there, don't let your pitcher field a pop-up, even though it was hit directly to the mound.
Yeah, just get out of the way was Mac's philosophy, and you saw all three infielders, Connor Hinks, Bryce Martinez, Kyle Edwards, converging on that ball, but Hinks calls him off and puts it away.
Shades of Chipper Jones. He used to be the one who always took those pop-ups over the pitcher's mound for those Braves teams. Coming over from the hot corner to make the play, and now Cade Hamilton, the third baseman, comes up. He's flown out to center, and he has struck out on the evening, takes the ball downstairs.
We saw Hamilton flash the leather earlier in this contest, making an excellent play defensively and tallied a sac fly.
The 1-2, or excuse me, the 1-0 is swung on and missed. And it's 1-1. Tom Sox will hit the road for Harrisonburg tomorrow for their final regular season matchup with the Turks. The 1-1, fouled back, 1-2. Of course, no more divisions in the league this year, just everyone plays everyone 4 times. In previous seasons, the 2 previous seasons, they used to do double headers with North versus South opponents on Sundays. This is a remnant of that. It's one of the longest bus rides in the Valley League. 1-2, the count to Hamilton with the bases empty and 1 away. Royals up 2-1 as the curveball misses upstairs. Count is even. Righty on lefty matchup. Mack fires a fastball, and Hamilton swings and misses for strike 3. There's 2 away.
Nice job by Mac there, just pounding it past Hamilton, as Hamilton taking a lot of big cuts in this contest, but comes up with back-to-back strikeouts.
Number 22, Hayden Madigan.
Hayden Madigan, the left fielder, now to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's flown out to his position, left field. And he bats with the bases empty and 2 away. Royals clinging to a 2-1 lead as Madigan swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1.
Seeing Mac attack early, especially with that fastball there, going back to it against Madigan.
Another potential nickname there, Mac Attack. They just keep coming to us here. The 0-1 as the Mac Attack comes up empty there on a fastball down below the knees. It's 1-1. Of course, if he gets injured and then returns, or comes back, it's return of the Mac.
Nicknames are flowing here.
Need to hope the Tom Sox offense starts flowing in the late innings here as Mac paints the corner. It's 1-2. 2 away, nobody on. Tom Sox have scored just 1 run here between these 2 games. Zach Mack shakes off a sign from Alvarez. Now he takes it. He winds, he fires. That pitch is hit high in the air, foul behind us, and we'll do it again.
That foul ball was sponsored by Carter Bank and Trust.
It's really just been mostly fastballs for Mac here, just trying to overpower Madigan.
Madigan, a local guy, Winchester native, plays at Shenandoah in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 on a slider way out of the zone. Go fish, says Zach Mack. And Madigan comes up empty. It's still 2-1 though. Royals in front as we go to the bottom of the 5th here on Tom Sox TV. New pitcher into the game for the Winchester Royals as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Chris Montone, the second rider pitcher from spanning the games of this doubleheader today. He's out of Williamstown, New Jersey. Sophomore right-hander. Alex, what else do you have on him?
Montone, this is his 5th appearance on the season, has tossed 5 2/3 innings, has allowed 10 hits, 7 runs, 3 of which are earned, 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, is 0-1 on the campaign, and is pitching to the tune of a 4.77 ERA.
So he'll replace the lefty, Parker Farrington, who allowed just 1 run through 4 innings, and the Tom Sox here will have 7, 8, and 9 due up as they'll try to erase this 1-run deficit. It's 2-1. Royals in front here in the bottom of the 5th. Chris Arroyo leads things off out of Coral Springs, Florida, plays at the University of Florida.
Number 22, Chris Arroyo.
As from the windup, the righty goes and paints the corner with a strike outside, 0-1.
Montone's biggest issue back at Ryder was his command. Walked 21 hitters in 19 innings.
And all the Tom Sox need to do is get 1 runner on to have the tying run aboard and the go-ahead run at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th of a 7-inning game as the 0-1 misses downstairs and gets by the catcher.
Still have seen those command issues here with Winchester. 6 walks in 5 2/3 innings.
Here's the 1-1, and that stays upstairs. Arroyo lets it go by, 2-1.
Tom Sox just with 1 walk on the game so far. It was the first batter in their order, Kyle Edwards.
3-1 is upstairs. The 2-1 is upstairs, making the count 3-1 to Arroyo. The kick, the delivery from Montone, and there's that control issues that you alluded to, Alex. First runner of the inning is on for the Tom Sox here in the 5th.
Number 37, Chris Montone.
Arroyo just not expanding his zone, doing a good job knowing the strike zone and not chasing, and that's his 3rd walk on the season in his 3rd game played.
You think there's a little bit of an advantage there, him being a pitcher, kind of knowing how the pitcher might be thinking on the mound?
I think it could definitely help, but it's also, he's a two-way player, so he gets both sides of the advantage, but also still, when Montone can't locate, it's just having that discipline and knowledge to know not to chase and to stay within your own zone.
Time called by the Tom Sox. We have a pinch hitter sent up by head coach Lyndon Coleman. So Salvador Alvarez's night is finished, and they're going to send up Calvin Alexander. And I think we have a pinch runner as well. It's going to be Sergio Rivera replacing Chris Arroyo at first base. So Rivera will slide into the 7 hole for the moment, and then Calvin Alexander, we can only assume, is going to stay in and catch in place of Salvi Alvarez after he pinch hits here with nobody out and a man on first with his team trailing by 1 in the 5th. As the train goes by, a lot of times trains go by in movies and then something crazy happens as the curveball catches the inside corner for a strike, and Alexander behind in the count. But you know what Lyndon Coleman is thinking here, sending him up. The 0-1 and a swing and a miss on a fastball, and that was a home run cut there.
He's thinking get power and get some speed on the bases with Sergio Rivera. Rivera has swiped 20 bases, and Alexander has launched 2 home runs, so power and speed combo for Lyndon Coleman.
Pickoff throw to first to check on Rivera as David Wiley has exited the on-deck circle, and Garrett Spikes is going to pinch hit for him next. 0-2 the count. Rivera takes off. The pitch is called a ball to Alexander. Up high, Rivera dives in head first and beats the throw. The Tom Sox have a man in scoring position.
Exactly what we talked about. The wheels from Sergio Rivera on display there. The throw down from Stokely was high, and Sergio Rivera swipes stolen base number 21.
Now we have time called and a visit from the Winchester dugout. So we'll see if that is, I believe that's pitching coach Scott Jenkins out there to have a talk. But we'll see if this is a strategy discussion. The Royals do have a man in the bullpen, a right-hander throwing, and going to be interesting to see what they choose to do here with Alexander still at the plate. I don't think it's likely you see a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat. I think this is more just because you have a runner on second base now.
We did see a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat in the last game with Darian Smith, but not in this situation, not with Winchester leading 2-1. That was a definitely different scenario with Darian Smith walking 4 consecutive hitters. And now let's see if Alexander can battle back with the count not in his favor as he's down 1-2.
With Rivera's speed, you have to figure a base hit gives the Tom Sox a good chance to tie this ball game. 1-2, nobody out. Bottom 5, Rivera on second, Alexander the batter. Montone looks in. The 1-2 misses outside, 2-2.
I think another thing, too, could just be buying some time for the reliever, warming out there for the Royals, and talking over some strategy with the speedy Rivera now in scoring position.
Garrett Spikes has replaced David Wiley in the on-deck circle. He will bat next. The 2-2. And that one just misses. Must have been inside. Good take there by Alexander, and the count runs full. Tom Sox trail 2-1. Their lone run came in the bottom of the first. The payoff to Calvin. He looks at a ball just off the plate, missing the outside corner, and the Tom Sox replacement catcher in this game has drawn a walk, and now the tying, or the go-ahead run, I should say, is on base. As Garrett Spikes reports to the umpire, he will bat for David Wiley, and I think we're going to see Garrett Spikes probably go into right field and then Sergio Rivera move into center, but we'll find that out next half inning. For now, Garrett Spikes bats with nobody out and 2 runners on for the Tom Sox, who trail by 1. Montone looks back to second. Righty on lefty matchup. Spikes squares to bunt. Gets one down, and it is a phenomenal bunt. Montone off the mound. The throw is not in time, and call that an infield hit. That one fooled me, Alex. I didn't think Garrett Spikes was going to go up there and lay one down.
You never know with Garrett Spikes. Just his personality and the way that he is on the field, laying down the bunt. Excellent place bunt. Rivera with the speed easily makes it into third base, and Spikes no slouch running down the baseline either. Beats out the bunt, and now the Sox have bases loaded here. Still no out in the inning.
Time called, and this is Mike Smith, the head man. He comes out and signals to the bullpen Montone's night is over. He did not record an out on the evening. So we'll take a break. It's 2-1 Royals, and we will come back with the Tom Sox having the bases loaded and tell you about the new Winchester hurler right after this on Tom Sox TV.
Claiming prize tonight.
Luke Carney, Alex Rocco back here on Tom Sox TV as Charlottesville with a 2-1 deficit, but the bases loaded. Nobody outs, and the top of the order coming to the plate with Kyle Edwards as the rain begins to fall just a little bit here at CHO Airport Field. 2-1 the score. Royals in front. Tom Sox facing Jake Andrews, the new Winchester pitcher out of Hickson, Tennessee. Mount St. Mary is a right-hander. Alex, quickly, what do you have on him?
This is his 8th appearance on the season, 9 2/3 innings, has allowed 9 hits, 3 runs, and struck out 14, and has picked up a win.
And the rain, you can probably hear that coming down a little bit harder now as Edwards squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike.
This is a tough spot for Andrews to come in. Bases loaded, no out, and the Sox are threatening here.
Discretion lies with the umpires as to whether to hold up the game here. 1-0 the count Edwards squares again, gets it down up the first base line. They're going to throw home, and they're not going to be in time. And Kyle Edwards drives in a run with the Tom Sox second bunt single in a row. It's 2-2.
Small ball works to success for Lyndon Coleman's squad there, having the speed of Rivera on third base, busting it right down the line, and an excellent bunt by Kyle Edwards. And just like that, we're all tied up here at 2.
Now batting for
And now the middle of the Tom Sox order, staring Winchester right in the face. Bryce Martinez comes to the plate. He's had 2 solid games here. He's already got a double to his credit and had a long fly out to right field as well. He squares around, gets it down, and this one is going to just trickle foul as 2 Royals collide with one another trying to field the ball, and everybody's okay, and that's just going to be a strike.
You know what the strategy could be here for the Tom Sox? Play some small ball, get the run in, and if the rain starts to come down, now you have a potential 3-2 lead here, and they call the game, and we're in the 5th inning, so that could potentially be the ballgame.
Yeah, I wonder if you have to go back to the previous completed inning, though, if you haven't completed the inning, which would take us back to 2-1. But still a lot of story to be written here, it seems. 0-1 the count to Martinez. He squares. Now he pulls back, and that ball's outside, 1-1. Tom Sox have gotten a walk, a bunt single, and a bunt single, and tied this game up here in the 4th. Martinez squares again. Now he pulls back, and that one's right over for a strike. Good pitch there by Jake Andrews, the righty out of Hickson, Tennessee. One and 2 to Martinez with the score tied, and that one nearly takes his head off as he ducks out of the way. 2-2.
Andrews has walked 8 hitters so far in 9 innings, and even back at Mount St. Mary struggled with control there. So reoccurring themes.
That would have been taking one for the team for sure. Here's the 2-2 to Martinez, and that one almost got him. Came inside, misses the plate, and it's now 3-2 with the bases loaded. Nowhere to put him as the rain comes down a little bit harder. You can hear it on the bleachers. The 3-2 from Andrews hit off the fist's foul right into the backstop.
It's a good at-bat for Martinez here, laying off some pitches and fouling off another one right back into the fence here. Martinez is a very tough hitter to get out.
3-2 the count now as Bryce Martinez looking to break the tie, and, well, he does by taking that pitch out of the strike zone. It's a bases-loaded walk, and this is what we saw from Tom Sox pitching in the first game. Now this bug's starting to affect the Royals as Calvin Alexander comes in and scores, and it's 3-2 Tom Sox here in the 5th.
Small ball to success for the Tom Sox. 2 bunt singles and now 3 walks in the inning, and just like that, you have 2 runs on the board.
So Andrews looking in. Royals still haven't recorded an out, and Derek Williams now to the plate, taking a strike on the outer half.
This is not the guy that Winchester wants to see with the bases loaded.
Now the rain really coming down. It's big drops. The 0-1 to Williams gets through the legs of the catcher, Stokely. Runner coming home, spikes. He touches the plate with his left foot, and that's a 4-2 lead for the Tom Sox. And that's going to be ruled a pass ball against the catcher, Stokely.
Andrews just really lacking control here so far and could definitely play a factor with the rain really starting to come down. That ball just slipped out of his hands, but Charlottesville will take it as they now have a 2-run lead.
And it is coming down. You can hear it. And we've got people crowding into the press box here to take shelter. Got a packed house here at CHO Airport Field in our broadcast booth as Williams swings and fouls that one back, 1-2. Once again, the discretion lies with our umpiring crew as to whether to halt this game. And rain coming down here at CHO Airport Field. Nobody out as the Royals have brought the infield in for Derek Williams. The 1-2. Andrews fires, misses upstairs. I don't know how he's gripping the ball, to tell you the truth.
It beats me. The rain is really starting to come down here, and it's hard to pitch.
And time called, and yeah, they're going to have to pause the game here as our home plate umpire, Mike Mackey, says everybody off the field, and We will, for the moment, enter a delay with the Tom Sox. Just to reset here, Alex, it was 2-1 Winchester going into this bottom of the 5th inning here in a 7-inning game. 2 walks, 2 bunt singles, and then another walk sandwiched around to give the Tom Sox a 2-run lead. But here we are with the rain, and it's coming down, and we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen here.
Well, it was small ball to success for the Tom Sox with Chris Arroyo drawing the walk, but a couple of bunt singles, and now the Tom Sox have a 4-2 lead, and hopefully the rain stops so we could continue this game again.
Yeah, and you'll have to figure out how, if we have to go back to the previous completed inning, which would be the 4th, go back to the 2-1, would it be an official game? We don't know the answer to that, so we're not going to go ahead and guess. We're just going to go ahead and take a break here. If this game resumes, Alex and I will be back with you with a 4-2 lead for the Tom Sox here in the 5th inning. But once again, this was a rain delay here. Tom Sox fell in the first game to Winchester 5-0 in this doubleheader. We need 4-2 in game 2 as we enter a rain delay. This is Tom Sox TV.